have seen one of these two combos recently showed off by Sonic Fox and wondered, how is that even possible? Like, Rain can't do that. That's not allowed. Or even if you've seen Rooflemonger's video showing you how you can do these jump cancel combos, you may have gone into training mode and tried it out and be just literally unable to do them. And you may just think, well, I guess I suck at execution and I just won't use these. And I did that briefly. But there is a workaround, and the reason you're failing is because there's some sneaky bits of cheeky information that are required in order to do these sorts of things, and I'll quickly tell you about them. So, the most important piece of information you're probably missing about these is not only do you have to do an up input right after your special move, you also may have to change your controller settings. And I certainly did. So usually, the rockout that I'm using is in between medium and short on the window timing. Everything else is off except button shortcuts, and vibration is usually on as well. But I also have remapped controls up here, but that doesn't really matter. I just have my Kameo on the left trigger and my block on a bumper. But what really matters is down here, where you're going to have to change input shortcuts to be on. With it off, from my experience, it's physically impossible. Not just harder, I don't think you physically can. So if I turn on input shortcuts here, let me show you. If I do like down, back, so down, scrolling around to back, and then go slightly diagonally up, back, I can still get an input like this. As you can see, I even have like a full up there afterwards, and the special move is still coming out because it just has a much more lenient input. It's not even an input buffer, it's like an input, I don't know, facilitation. It allows you to make slightly weird inputs. If I turn that off, if you have any kind of up in your special move thing, it will not allow that. You will, even with the same input here, I'm doing it nearly at the same time, trying to do the same input as fast as I can of this input, press up just like the exact same time I press the button, it doesn't let me. You just physically cannot do this if you have input shortcuts turned off, which kind of sucks because I always have it turned off. Because I just don't like accidentally getting special moves when I'm actually just trying to do a jump one, and I accidentally get like a projectile when I'm trying to air-to-air someone. So if you are trying to do these, you do have to make sure that you're aware of input shortcuts being on, and you're aware of how that may affect certain things with your character. The only thing that really seems like it might matter to Rain is if you're walking backwards and you accidentally, like you go backwards and then you go to jump, you might get a projectile. And everything else is a down back motion, so you're not accidentally going to get a down back into a jump very often, so you should be fine. So then what are the combos that you do with these? So how it works, I'm sure you've seen other videos about it, but anytime you can cancel something with a jump, you can input a special move and then have that slight bit of upwards in the special move count as the jump, but then the jump gets cancelled into the special move, if that makes sense. So then the default option that every character can do is from the down 2 cancel. And even doing this car cancel on it is not that useful because it costs you way too much meter, but it's just an example. As you can see there, I can do something that's usually physically impossible if I just do the input for my geyser, slightly go upwards and press the meter burn version at the same time, instead of just going into the jump, because usually the only thing you can go is into a jump. Yeah, I physically can't do anything else because that's just the limitations of this move, but using this jump Kara cancel, I can. And it applies to very few moves in this game, but luckily, Rain is an example of a character that it does actually become useful for, thanks to our down back 1 launcher. And if you're not aware, this down back 1 launcher is very limited, that you can't do anything from it except jump. I'm like dashing forwards, pressing buttons, doing anything, pressing block, nothing can come out except a jump. And then from the jump, obviously we can get our simple classic Rain combos. But because this is limited to a jump cancel, then you can use this jump Kara cancel tech. And Kara means you're cancelling the frames of movement or a jump or something into a special move. And that's exactly what we're doing here. So the easiest, most normal option we can do now with Rain is now we can do our launcher multiple times in a row. So if I just input the launcher with a down back motion and then do the second one just slightly afterwards and do the down back slightly diagonally up motion, I can just get a second one out. And this lets me just simply cash out in my combos for a little bit more damage. Rain is not normally a character that can spend more than one bar in a combo. So depending on the Kameo that you have and whatever, you can easily get 40 to 50% by cashing out a bunch of meter by using these launchers in a combo, which is pretty cool, and Rain can't normally do that. Like this combo in the corner that I just showed off before, you usually can't spend a bunch of meter to get extra damage with Rain, so the fact that you can just do this to easily get over 40% on your own, without any, like, it is a little bit difficult to do these. As you can see, I can mess it up a slight bit here while I'm talking. But as soon as I shut up, I can get it pretty easily. I'm getting over 40% just because I can spend my own bars, which is useful if you have a Kameo that's either like been hit or something and you can't use it, or you have a Kameo that doesn't really extend those sorts of combos, you can extend them by yourself, which is really cool, and it just gives you something that Rain can't normally do. The thing that really convinced me to want to learn this is, let's go back to mid-screen, that Sonic Fox setup with Jax and the launcher, where Jax comes out and you cancel the launcher into your projectile. And this to me was really cool. So to input this, the way that you kind of jimmy in a jump input is you don't press back, forward, up. You just press back and then diagonally up, forward. So it's almost like you're pressing back, forward, or back, up, but at the same time. So you just press back and jump forwards, and you should be able to get this projectile out. As you can see there. Normally, it's not particularly useful because it's not going to combo. With the Jax or some other Kameo, it's going to be a different story, which is kind of cool. Let's look at it again. There we go, I messed up the ender. But I'm not gonna lie, this is still a pretty tricky thing to time. You have to time the Jax to be pretty late and then try and do this projectile as early as you can on in the cancel window. But if you do it kind of too early, you might accidentally jump, because you have to make sure that you are doing the input while you can make inputs. So if I do the back input from this before I'm allowed to do inputs, all it will read is the jump forwards punch 1 instead of back jump forwards punch 1. So if I just wait a moment and then go into it, I can cancel it easily because it reads back, forwards, diagonally up, forwards as well. And then it works. And yeah, there's going to be a bunch of examples of the ways that this is useful. But now that you know that you have to change your controller input in order to do this, hopefully that helps you execute it a lot easier. And now all that matters if you just have to time calling out your Jax and doing your projectile fast enough, and then you'll be able to do these really cool combos. So yeah, hopefully that helps. It kind of sucks that I had to figure out the hard way by turning on input shortcuts. But yeah, just you cannot do this with input shortcuts off. So if you're willing to turn them off, try it out. And if you like doing these combos, yeah, I guess you have to, because I think having this more combo variety is more worth the slight risk that doing anti-air jump ones might give you a projectile. But who really cares about that? No one's doing this anyways. Anyways, I hope these combos are helpful. I hope this guide helped you get these combos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.